In June of 1988, Daphne Tullis, 8, told her family that her brother's father had touched her inappropriately while she was sleeping, and immediately her family confronted him and reported him to the police. He denied Daphne's accusations, and his family even offered Daphne's family $175 to drop the charges, but they refused and he was arrested. In July of 1988, just a few weeks later, her brother's father was released from jail. And on that same day, Daphne got in an argument with her mother, storming out the front door around 7 p.m., never to be seen again. Her case remains unsolved. Before Daphne vanished on June 29, 1988, she had told her aunt that her mother's boyfriend and the father of her younger brother, Ernest Lee, had touched her inappropriately while she slept. Daphne's family believed her and reported the incident to local authorities. While the report was being investigated, Ernest's family asked Daphne's family to drop the charges, even offering them $175 to drop the case. But her family refused, and on July 8, 1988, Ernest was arrested and charged with Daphne's assault. On July 26, 1988, Ernest was released from jail, and that same day, Daphne, who was at her grandmother's home in Jackson, got in an argument with her mother over fish sticks, and she stormed out the front door between 7 a.m. and 8 p.m. and was last seen walking towards Northside Drive. Her family figured she was going off to play with friends, but when she didn't return that evening, the family set out to locate her, recruiting friends and the neighborhood to aid in their search. When nobody could locate Daphne, they called the police to report her missing. Daphne is epileptic and has to take medicine to control her seizures, and she can't go more than 3 days without them. So investigators and her family understood the urgency in finding her. Investigators began going door to door with a photograph of Daphne and conducted interviews with those in the neighborhood in hopes of finding someone who saw something that could bring them to Daphne. By the fourth day, local authorities were offering a $2,500 reward. Daphne's pictures were distributed to the parole division, and the missing persons bulletin contained a description of Daphne that was dispatched to every shift change for every officer every single time. Investigators then focused in on Ernest and Daphne's mother, Robbie, and stated that they both gave them polygraph tests, which they passed. If you go back to the original archives, there is an article where Robbie talks about failing her first polygraph test, but only because she was extremely emotionally distracted taking that first test. On August 26, 1988, Daphne's grandparents told the local newspapers that they believed their granddaughter's disappearance was linked to the sexual charges they filed against Ernest. Daphne's grandfather John said, quote, "It has to be a grudge. It ain't money," end quote. Ernest was released from Jackson County Jail on the morning of July 26 only because he bonded out the same day their granddaughter went missing. They absolutely believe that this is linked to her disappearance. Investigators also told local newspapers in August that they believe that Daphne's mother, Robbie, may know more than she's telling. John goes on to tell the local newspaper that this whole incident happened when they were on a family vacation staying in the same room. They believe their granddaughter